The Jazz win last night, by the way. The Jazz win last night, and I think this Nickeil Alexander-Walker story is one that you have to now start paying attention to. Have the Jazz found a future star in Nickeil Alexander-Walker? He is a totally different player the last, I would say, month since he got chewed out in the Chicago game. I really feel like you'll remember that timeout that they took, and Will Hardy said to him, we were there, we heard it, we saw it. He said, it's not good enough, not effing good enough.
Yeah.
He's yelling at Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And since that moment, NAW's been a completely different player because he didn't bench him. He didn't forget he was on the team. He yelled at him. He chastised him. He coached him, and he put him right back in the game. And NAW hit a corner three and got a layup. He plays really solid defense. And again, you saw him with 27 the other night in the start. But what's so impressive about Nickeil Alexander-Walker is we're now starting to see it consistently. In his last 4 games, it's been 11, 11, 27, and 19. And what you're also seeing is the minutes now are consistently 25 plus. So he's getting more minutes. He's giving you more production. He's earned the time on the floor.
Yeah.
And for me, that's what's so impressive about NAW is he's earned all these minutes he's getting. He's earned all these opportunities he's getting. And it's one of those stories that we are not used to with the Jazz.
Yeah.
Outside of guys like Don, you rarely see a young player come in here, struggle, see some success, but then blossom into a real contributor. We're seeing that with Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who's a young, unpolished gem who's bounced around the league a little bit now, and you feel like he's found a home in Will Hardy's system. Now, could he go 3 games and score no points? Sure. I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
I believe that his ability to play at all 3 levels now, that's why he's so good, Jake. And I think NAW is one of those guys who, frankly, you really should be looking at and wondering what his ceiling is.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the only thing that I think we have to talk about with his game right now is just the turnovers. That's the only thing that I've seen that I think he's got to work on. Other than that, I love the jumper. I love the energy, the effort. I think typically he's in the right place at the right time on the floor. Like, he's really improved. And I think that, there are just some times where I feel like he's forcing the issue a little bit, and that kind of runs him into some awkward situations where he ends up turning it over. But again, he's a young player, so I think you expect some of that. I mean, hell, we're still talking about Jordan Clarkson getting stuck in the paint and turning it over. So, I mean, it's not as though this is unique to NAW, but I do love the development that we've seen, and I think you got to give Will Hardy a lot of credit for doing what you just described, which is basically riding his player and then giving him a chance to redeem himself. I'm a big believer in that. Guys are going to make mistakes, but then you got to allow them to correct that mistake. And if they don't correct it, then that's when a bigger conversation needs to be had. But I just think that Alexander-Walker is showing good leadership for his age. I think he's using his body well, which again, I think is another thing that really separates him. Like, does ESPN have his height by chance, his dimensions? They're like, this is somebody who is lengthy,
6'5", 205, 24 years old, 2019 first round pick, number 17 by Brooklyn.
So 6'5", 205 is a great body. I mean, that's a great frame to be working within. And I think that, again, he just needs to keep doing this, keep being, I would say 20 plus. Like the 11-point games, all right, cool, nice, pretty average.
But at this point in his development, I think you're going to get some 11-point games. The thing that is so encouraging for me is it's not the points. It's that the shot has improved dramatically. It's that he's rebounding. He's diming out. Like, again, what's the rule on this show about assists?
Yeah.
25 assists minimum for the Jazz. They have 31 assists last night.
Yeah.
Right? And you look at his numbers. He has 6 assists last night. Nickeil Alexander-Walker puts up 6 of the 31 dimes for this Jazz team. He is putting up starter contributions in a limited bench role. And I think that's what's so exciting. But it also goes back to the Jazz hiring David Fizdale to be in charge of player development.
Facts.
And you're seeing a different switch. Like, one of the other things I think is so critical is you're not seeing Jared Butler play one game in the G League and then come up and not play at all.
Yeah.
What you're seeing is Agbaji last night, getting into the game. Now he doesn't score and he's a -4, but he spent some time in the G League. Really, I thought had a big contribution for the Stars. Comes up and now he's getting minutes anytime that they can get him minutes.
Yeah.
And it's 4 in a blowout. It's garbage time. Those are big minutes for a guy like Agbaji.
Yeah.
You're seeing Nickeil Alexander-Walker not languishing. And one of the things that I always, I guess, criticized Quinn Snyder for was that you had one bad stretch and he would forget you were on the team for a month. Like, if you were a bench player on this team and, you know, oh, man, Don's friend, Golden State.
Eric Paschall.
Eric Paschall, thank you. Eric Paschall would have a bad stretch, and homie wouldn't get off the bench for a month.
Yeah, it's true.
And
it's absolutely true.
You know what? You understood, you know, Azubuike, let's say. Doak is just not an NBA player. But a guy like that has to get into, you know, like Paschall has to get an opportunity. Now, granted, I don't think he's on an NBA roster. I actually think he's a free agent. But he's a guy that you felt like could contribute. I look at Talon Horton-Tucker, and I say to myself, hey, man, what is this guy's minute load going to be like? He plays 5 minutes last night. But you're getting some minutes here, and then you're not getting minutes over here. I think Will Hardy is developing as a coach, and I think they're doing a really good job of using guys in positions to allow them to contribute, and I think Nickeil Alexander-Walker is a great example of that.
And I think he's earned the right to take THT's minutes. I mean, with all due respect to THT, like, you know, I love you, bro, but, like, you have to make more of an impact than you've been making. I mean, it's not going to be good enough on this team anyway to come into the game and give Will Hardy 5 points off the bench. Like, that's not going to get you more minutes. And the thing is and I always go back to this, Nickeil Alexander-Walker is a work hard guy too. Like, he's somebody that's going to run up and down the floor and he's going to outpace the opposition. And I think that gets him more minutes just on merit alone. Like, Talon Horton-Tucker's not somebody who's going to do that. So to me, I just like what Alexander Walker's doing right now. And I want to see it be consistent. I want to see him get to a place where he's in that 18 to 23 points a night guy. Just be in that range, and you're going to get all kinds of minutes. And if you do that, this team's going to win a lot of nights. Yeah,
I think one of the more interesting angles, if you will, about this roster and the way this thing is built right now is that you're not married to any of these guys, and all of these guys are trying to earn their spot in the future on this team. And I think you're seeing, like, Jordan Clarkson last night was, for large swaths of this game, a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, he finishes, 1 of 7 from 3, 1 rebound, 3 dimes, and 11 points. An awful game. But he still has big moments. Like, you're starting to see, like, I think Lauri Markkanen is a guy, and I think with Markkanen out of the lineup, I think that you saw how important Lauri is to this team. And I think last night, that running dunk down the middle of the lane, that's what he brings to you. He's a guy that I want him to be my second best player when the Jazz win a championship.
Uh-huh.
If he can be your number 2, or when the Jazz take that big step forward into, a conference contending team, Lauri Markkanen can be your second best player. But Malik Beasley, who I think has been your most consistent three-point shooter, he's not going to be here when this season's over.
Yeah, it's just frankly easy for him.
Yeah, I mean,
you watch him shoot the ball and it's just pure.
The thing that excites me so much about Nickeil Alexander-Walker is I want to see it now. He's a guy that I can envision, if he ever gets to consistently 15 to 17 points a night, I don't see how you let that cat go. I don't, because that means his jump shot has become consistent. Because right now I think he's shooting as well as I remember him shooting ever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember him shooting this well. Him and Lauri Markkanen are guys that I can see, like, hey, man, you can be on this team when it's really good.
Yeah.
And whatever it is that NAW develops into, to me, you've got to let him blossom now. For better or for worse, you've absolutely got to let him blossom, and you got to see what Nickeil Alexander-Walker is at the top of his developmental arc.
Yeah, 100%.
You got to know what your highest best. What is it that you can get from him to be the best team? What is it you can get from TryDayTrading.com/Monty to be the best father, dad, husband, provider that you want to be? Anyway, all of our Jazz talk on the show is presented by TryDayTrading.com/Monty. Get there and watch the free webinar. Again, every day I tell you, it's all I'm asking you to do. Go to TryDayTrading.com/Monty and watch the free webinar, because I think it's gonna change your perspective on the way that you're making money right now. If you're somebody chasing a paycheck, all I can tell you is that paycheck is a drug they give you to make you forget your dreams, to forget the vacations, to forget the nice car, to forget that, hey, you know what? Yeah, I got that credit card debt, but Tammy makes great coffee in the office every morning, right? That's what you're doing right now. And if that's you, and if you've always been the guy that's like, man, next year I'm going to make a lot more money, don't wait till next year. Go watch the free webinar right now. It's quick, it's informative, it's free, and it's no obligation at TryDayTrading.com. Day trading, absolutely today, people across this country are going to make $1,000 today by day trading because they went to TryDayTrading.com/Monty. I'm telling you, it'll change your life. If you get to TryDayTrading.com/Monty and you watch that webinar, you are going to be interested. It's hard not to when you hear the stories of the grocery manager who said, I was tired of not being home on Christmas Eve at 2 a.m. because I had to make sure that the shelves were stocked for Christmas morning because the grocery store gets that rush. I miss Christmas. I miss New Year's. I miss kids' birthdays because I work at the grocery store. I'm the manager of the grocery department. Well, hey, I started day trading on the side, scaled it up into a full-time income. I'm making more than I thought I ever could, and I'm home every single night. I take my kids to school. I pick my kids up from school. I make them dinner. We live as a family. Like, that's the dream at TryDayTrading.com. And it's not a dream. It is your reality. And all you have to do is go to TryDayTrading.com/Monty and watch the free webinar. All right, let's get your thoughts in here. Q Sam, good morning to you, sir. Water is wet and Lauri is no-show in the second half. Well, frankly, the game wasn't in much dispute. But there is something in this comment. I want to say against the Bulls, he had 30 in the first half.
Yeah.
And was absolutely a no-show in the second half. I don't understand if this is a Lauri problem or if this is a Will Hardy problem, right? Is this something where Markkanen is not running? His motor is much lower in the second half? I don't know. But you got to figure it out because I agree, Q Sam, that he has not consistently been a four-quarter player.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating to watch. Mr. E, I love Beasley. I would trade Jordan Clarkson first. Well, but Beasley is not a young player. Neither is Clarkson. But Beasley's not a guy that is going to be here when you win a championship. I don't know that. And again, my opinion is the Jazz win a championship in the next 5 seasons. I think they continue to scale. Danny being Danny, I think, builds a championship contender. They're in position to win a championship in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Malik Beasley won't be here for that.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to be a conference contender next year.
It's too much of a commodity.
You've got to flip him.
Yeah.
And he's in demand around the league, frankly. And so you're going to trade him. I think there's nobody on this roster outside of Markkanen. And, man, I think it'd be tough to trade NAW now. But outside of Lauri Markkanen, there's nobody on this roster I wouldn't trade.
Yeah.
Nobody. So, Justin Salas, I hope NAW's shot has improved, but it still looks pretty funky. And with those type of mechanics, my guess is his percentage will come down, but I'm hoping I'm wrong. Every shot he takes, he gets better. And I think it's clearly going in at a higher clip.
Yeah, I mean, he's clearly able to make it more regularly, more often. I mean, I don't disagree that the mechanics are not, what I would recommend for shooting mechanics. They're not what I think any, shooting coach would recommend. But at the same time, I think that NAW is working on them. And I think that, if you're seeing this type of performance on maybe not ideal shooting mechanics, what does it look like when he has really good mechanics?
Yeah, I mean, he's shooting 44% from three. He's taking essentially three threes a game. His career high for threes was 21-22 last year in New Orleans. And then, he makes 31% of those.
Yeah.
But he's not a 30-minute-a-night player at this point. Like, he was averaging 26 minutes a game in New Orleans last year. That's not who this dude is.
Yeah.
That's not. Like I look at his 14 minutes a night. He's giving you 7 points a game, but again, he's giving you 2 rebounds, 2 dimes, a block. Like he's doing all of these things. I think he's clearly developing, and I think the 3-point shot, I think his field goal percentage being at 48% is by far a career high. Like I love what I'm seeing. I'm not questioning it. I don't care why. Just keep doing what you're doing. And it is, by the way, shouldn't be lost to anybody. They had a lot of practice time in the last week. So you feel like that's why they came out and played a lot better as a unit last night. And I think that's a big deal. Brandon Whiteside said, better shot. Thank you, Horny. Jeff Hornacek could be. Absolutely could be. Let's see. Brett Terry, good morning to you. Beasley is young, but what he offers will be found later in the draft, and the Jazz will be hitting that hard. I would agree with that. Boyd Lake, when the other team adjusts to what you're doing at halftime, it's on the coach to have a second move. I don't know. What do you guys make of the Lauri Markkanen disappearing in the second half?
I mean, I think that there's no getting away from the fact that he's getting minutes in the second half, right? So to me, the biggest issue I've always had with Lauri is that he's not dominant enough on the ball, meaning that he is happy to go 4 possessions without touching the ball, which is unacceptable on this team anyway, in my opinion. So to me, Lauri just needs to command the ball more, and I think he needs to take more of his shots, from his spots. Like, I love the fact that he's somebody that can quick release from 3. You get him the ball and there's a tight closeout, but he doesn't bring it down. He's just able to go up with it, which is really nice, and it goes in. I think that the Jazz would be really wise to run some sets through him to start second halves just to get some buckets and to get him going. I think that's never a bad idea. And if you think about it, all the great teams do that for their best players. Get them going. Like with Lauri, I'd put him on the block. I'd get a mismatch, put him on the block, and get him a couple easy baskets like that, or get fouled. I mean, that works either way. But I just think that you can't have Lauri going 4 or 5 possessions without seeing the ball. So to me, it's like, this is definitely on Will Hardy on some level, but also it's on Lauri to command the ball more. He just needs to. Yeah,
but he's never been that guy. That's just not who he is.
But maybe that's his development point for Fizdale.
And it could be, but I look at what he was in Chicago, and again, I'm a Bulls fan. He's soft. I mean, he is soft. And I think your point about him commanding the basketball, I think, is a very good one because, frankly, he is not a guy that's ever going to command the basketball.
Yeah.
And I believe I want to correct, it was 26 points in the first half against the Bulls. He finished with 32 in the game. That is exactly what Q Sam was talking about. And I think it's a point very well taken. Like it is, he comes back last night off of an illness, gives you 19 and 11. You're thrilled with the double-double. And by the way, I think he only played 30 minutes, so it's not like he's playing a ton of minutes.
Point. If you're, when you look at these box scores, you'll notice minute distribution is all over the place, meaning that it's spread out and like guys, there's not one guy who's running 45 minutes. Like you saw the other night when they were dealing with injuries and NAW started that he played 40. But on the regular, these guys are not pushing much past 34, 35 minutes a night.
Yeah, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. It really does help the channel grow. Again, everybody is asking us, and people were tripping out yesterday. I don't know what our guy Mark Rasmussen, who is one of our favorite guys at the barbecue pit stop in Lehigh event for the BYU Oregon game, yesterday said, you guys are never going to give tickets away. Okay.
What do you mean, dude?
Listen.
Like, we do that all the time.
We do it all the time. The contest sort of that we're running now kind of came out because people were asking us a couple of weeks ago to give away Jazz tickets. And so we said, okay, well, yeah, we'll give away Jazz tickets, get us to 9,000. We'll even take you to the game ourselves against Donovan Mitchell and the Cavs because we're going to that game. There's no doubt about it. We get to 9,000 by the end of the year, which is today is the 14th, right? So we get to the end of the year, and That's 17 days away.
Something like that, yep.
If we get to 9,000 in the next 17 days, and currently we're at 8472.
Right, which a huge day on subscribers yesterday. Really well done. Great work.
We have 528 to go, and I think it's 17 days, right? That's only 31. So, it's only 31 per day.
Yeah.
Which yesterday we did 47. So if we can start bringing that curve down consistently, what we're going to do is if we get to 9,000, we're going to give away a pair of tickets to the Jazz game. You plus one. We'll get a black car. We'll all ride to the game together. We'll take you into the team store. We'll get you a custom jersey, or I would encourage you to get the black with the yellow or the black with the white sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Because you get a jersey of a player and he's going to be gone. And the sweatshirt game in the Jazz store is pretty fire. But we'll get you any item that you want. You get one item, and then we'll hang out. We'll watch the Jazz and the Cavs together. And if you know me, I don't sit in terrible seats. Mm-hmm. So we'll take you to the game. We'll sit in good seats. We're going to have a great time if we get to 9,000 subs by the end of the month. And Mark Rasmussen's like, you guys are begging. You're hacks. Okay? Don't subscribe. I'm still going to the Cavs game. Yeah, me and your girlfriend are going to the she doesn't even want to be around me. But the point is, me and Jake are still going to the Cavs game.
Right.
We get to 9,000, we want to take you with us. That's all I'm saying. By the way, yes, people were asking yesterday, are you guys really giving away All-Star Game tickets? Yes. Mrs. Monty and I are texting back and forth as we speak. We're also doing a weekend at spring training in March that we're going to take listeners to. We have Chicago Cubs spring training season tickets.
But we're just hacks. So, it's fine. It's cool.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. So, yeah, give us a like. Right now we're at just short of 500 viewers on the show, and we've got 25 likes. So if all 111 of you who are watching the show now click the like button, that would be amazing. That's why yesterday we had a really good day of likes. I think we had over 200 likes on the show yesterday. I could be wrong, but we had a really good day of likes. So what happens? YouTube shows our content. People subscribe to the channel. Not rocket science.
So I'm saying, I know it's our channel, and it's up to us to add the subs. But when you guys just hit the like button, I know it seems repetitive every day that we say it, but it really does make a difference. On Monday we added 31 subs.
Yeah.
Yesterday we added 47. A clear jump because we
Good
had
day.
all the extra likes. So that's why we asked so much.
Yep. Let's see. Mike Maples, who, by the way, was at the Snoop Dogg concert last night.
How was it, dude? Play-by-play. What is it dude?
Dude. Bro. We walked into the Maverick Center this morning, and I was looking around because I thought there were dead skunks everywhere.
Yeah. So,
I'm not saying nothing, but Mike, we need some play-by-play on the concert last night. Maple says, let's get to 9,000. Made the wife and daughter subscribe. Let's go.
Let's go, Mike.
Let's go. Tanner Plummer says, you guys need to make a hack shirt. We do. The hacks on YouTube.
Yes.
Exactly right. Hey, by the way, big shout out to Amber, the girl that went chasing the people who broke into her car.
Yeah, she busted into the van and got her gun back and all her keys and stuff.
So Amber is a talented young woman.
Yes.
Not only is she a mom, not only is she a wife, she not only runs a great cake baking business, but she's also a really high-level graphic designer. You'll notice on my Twitter, on my Instagram, on our YouTube channel, the banner has changed. Amber went ahead and gave us a Christmas gift. Out of the blue yesterday, she sent me this banner, and she was like, hey, what do you guys think of this? And I was like, it's awesome. Because it is. It's awesome,
yeah, it's beautiful.
Right? And she's like, yeah, Merry Christmas. I made this. I offered to buy it from her. And she's like, oh, no. It's my Christmas gift to you guys.
I appreciate
that's
that,
fantastic.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you.
It's amazing the talent that we have. MY Monty fan says Lauri is homesick for Christmas. The Finnish Flash.
Right.
The Finnish Flash. I will say the people of Finland support this show now.
Yes,
it's so funny. You when Jordan Clarkson's hot, tons of Filipino views.
Yes.
When Lauri Markkanen's hot, tons of Finnish views.
Yep.
It's amazing. Salty Drunk, what's up? He says, Tanner, do you think they scout the opposition? What did Tanner say? Tanner said, I think teams adjust to Lauri in the second. And there's, by the way, real quick, it was described on YouTube yesterday that it's Mike Lauri
Mike
Markkanen.
Lauri.
There's argument over how to say his name. I say Lauri Markkanen.
I say Lauri.
It's it. I'm not. If it's Mike Lauri Markkanen, okay, great. I say Lauri Markkanen. That's it. Lauri Markkanen, period. That's how I say it. I think teams adjust to Lauri in the second half, and Lauri and the Jazz coaching staff don't know how to counter those adjustments. Maybe. LOL, NY Monty fan for sure, man. Guys. NY Monty fan says conditioning, possibly lingering small injury, or he's just being a Nancy. Could be.
He's being a Nancy.
Eric and Raleigh says what he means is you haven't given him tickets. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Exactly right.
I love when people come into the comments on the show, right? And they're like, I'm going to unsubscribe if you don't stop telling people to like the channel. As if that's going to like end our day.
Yeah.
As if that's going to like burn the world down.
Connor Johnson, who's got an Oregon State Beavers.
Okay, the Beavs are in the chat.
Very nice, Tanner. Beaver Nation is very happy to have Utah in the pack. Big 12 is lucky to get Utah. Utahns like their football. Yes, they do.
Yep.
Yes, they do. I think that, and we're going to talk college football here coming up because of this UCLA thing, but settle down. Salty Drunk says, you guys have been giving things away for years. Grocock says hello.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, it's something we've always done.
Yeah, like to say that we don't do giveaways or that we're just, hacking people is ridiculous. Because Corey Grocock is an absolute legend for vote stealing on this show.
He got himself an Xbox.
Yeah.
Tanner Plummer's won an Xbox.
Yeah. Tanner, do you even play your Xbox? I need confirmation that you even use the thing.
Didn't Brandon Whitesides win a PlayStation?
I believe so, yes.
That hot chick in the Philippines won a PlayStation?
Yes, she did.
We give stuff away like on this show pretty regularly because you guys support the show. It's what makes the world go round. Mark Barrington, get an NAW jersey. No need to worry about him being traded now. Yeah, seriously. Jeremy Bolton, how about a giveaway for a 1 hour drive in Jake's car where all we do is go around and wake up people and disturb the peace?
If you guys are about it, I'm down.
I think that's cool. Or just meet him in any national park. Because as it's been well documented on this show, Jake likes destroying the ecosystems of national parks. I mean, he does. Now, to your credit, you went and planted trees after that because you knew you had murdered a bunch. Well, you didn't actually. That's a lie. Good job, Jake. I think that's a fine giveaway, JB. I do. And you know what? We'll drive you to your next Spartan race in Jake's WRX.
I can drive you to the Jazz game in the Subi. If you want to get us to 9,000 subs, we can do that.
Troy Cushing says, morning, my guys. Safe to stay safe out there. Love the heads up on the Utah Jazz. True news. Thank you. Yeah, be careful. Again,
it was a little sketch this morning.
It was a little sketch. Driving in the Quattro this morning. Bang-Getter Highway was interesting. Bang-Getter. NY Monty fan says, you have to hit the like button prior to entering the chat. Jeremy Bolton made it a law. I believe it is an ordinance in Montytown.
Yes.
I believe that is correct.
It is.
I believe that is correct. Tanner says, I prefer Oregon State over Oregon. The Ducks fans worship Bo Nix like he's the second coming of Justin Herbert.
Oh my God, just like that. Oh.
Connor Johnson, welcome to the chat.
Johnson.
San Diego State says, some folks say hacks. I echo what Jake said a few weeks ago. When you're building something special, not everyone deserves to be around that.
Hey, you know what I mean?
Don't disagree with that.
You know what I mean?
But again, we're just the hacks on YouTube.
Yeah, we're the hacks on YouTube. You know?
Mike Maples on Snoop Dogg. He says, it was a great show. It ran till after midnight. Packed house. Didn't know what to think about my daughter knowing every word to every song. Well, if my wife had not had a broken arm, we'd have been at the show.
Did you get a contact high from the show?
Dude, I don't know that smell ever comes out of the building.
Bro.
I don't know that Cam Harrison says, good morning, guys. Yes, like the channel. Shout out to Mo Bamba.
Shout out to Mo Bamba.
Exactly. It's pronounced Lauri. I speak Finnish, FYI. Say it right, Gonzaga.
Wow.
It's pronounced
Gonzaga.
Lauri.
Gonzaga.
Lauri Markkanen.
Lauri.
Do Do you really speak Finnish, by the way?
And stuff.
Tanner says, "NY Monty fan, why are you driving and texting? Because he's a stud. That's why. He's a stud. Exactly right. Eric and Raleigh says, is Grokok still subscribed? He is, in fact.
Yes.
He is, in fact. Troy Cushing, Ingram is better than Zion. He needs a mid-range and defense. The problem with BI, Brandon Ingram, is the guy's always hurt. Right now he's dealing with a toe injury. He's out at least another week. They have Brandon Ingram last night. They win the game. They don't. Oh, they lost.
Herb Jones, though.
You know what? Oh, man. I'm telling you, I might be the only one. I'm telling you, Herb Jones is nice.
But he can play.
Herb Jones is nice. I am telling you that right now.
But he can play.
Tanner says, yes, I play the Xbox. It's amazing. Tanner won an Xbox on the show.
What game do you play? What is your vibe? How many gamers do we have in the chat? How many?
Freaking Chris Carr and Arlington Bears. I promise I use my Traeger more than any gaming system. He won a Traeger smoker on the show.
Yeah, dude. I mean, what are we even talking about? I remember delivering that to his house and being like, dude, how did you build a castle?
Dude, Chris Carr. Anybody that doesn't know Chris Carr, the guy is a baller.
Dude's got a pad.
Not only is he a dad and a husband, he has a beautiful home.
How about that?
On the golf course, I believe. And and he's plugged into the new Jack in the Box. He knows where it's going. And I just say,
hook your guys up, dude. Can I get the first ultimate cheeseburger out of that joint?
We should have, honestly, Jake should have the first ultimate cheeseburger. I should have the first extreme sausage sandwich off the line.
Yeah, dude. Come on.
Maple says, my wife was taking a lot of videos and trying to cut out the pole dancers. And it's true. I emptied 2 bottles of Visine just driving. There was a lot of sticky icky in the building last night. Let's see. Jeremy says, I play Cooking Traeger 2K23 on my Xbox. It's lit.
Yeah, it's lit.
It's lit, Mark Hale says, the hacks on YouTube that were asked to join a local radio station. Yeah, we're just terrible. There was all of that yesterday, too. Oh, you got to tell me how. We'll leave it at that. Talking Jazz basketball on the show today. By the way, Jazz win last night, 121-100. They play New Orleans again tomorrow.
Yeah.
So back-to-back with a day off in between.
What do you guys think of that? The back-to-back with a day off in between? Because we're seeing it a lot. The Pelicans had that back-to-back with the Suns, and now they're doing it with the Jazz. I kind of like it.
By the way, I'll take more Lakers and Celtics back-to-back. That game last night was crazy.
Yeah. Talk about a game the Lakers should have won.
Crazy. By the way, and again, and I know that I know everything.
Right.
I know that I know everything.
Here we go. Time to slurp some James Harden.
Anybody see Fat Ass in Philly last night?
Here we go.
21 points, 4 of 7 from 3.
Fat.
He had a double-double. He had 15 dimes.
Fat.
A 21-15 double-double with assists, 7 rebounds, 5 steals. Come on, man.
Is he your new favorite player?
No. Well, my favorite player is Devin Booker. He doesn't play games anymore, and the Suns look like
the Devin Booker's out because he quote pulled his hamstring,
which has been a chronic injury over his career.
Come on.
Well, why else would he be out?
Hell out of here with that.
He's not managing his load with the Kardashians anymore.
Do some leg days over the summer or something, guy. Come on.
Yeah. Well, he's had this hamstring issue throughout his career, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Chris Paul is dead to me. Not only is this guy the ultimate nut puncher in the NBA, because he always seems to find some dude's bag. Oh, it was an accident. Sorry, bro. But he just can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And they don't have a bench. They don't. With all due respect to Jock Landale. Landry Shamet's a bust. That team's not good right now.
No, it's not.
That team's not good at all.
Bad basketball.
At all. They're not good.
Yeah.
They are not good. So again, I just simply throw it out to the chat.
Right.
Who's the best team in the NBA right now? Because if you watch the Celtics last night and you say anybody but the Celtics, I don't know what you're looking at. I mean, I would love to see the Bulls and Knicks tonight. I think is a really compelling matchup. Neither one of those teams is good. I look at some of the other matchups. I wonder, are the Cleveland Cavaliers the best team in the East in a playoff series?
I don't know about that.
I think they're not close to the Boston Celtics. That's how much I think of the Celtics. I think the Celtics are by far the best team in the East and the best team in the NBA.
I just think that it's unfair to compare Cleveland to Boston because Boston's been together for like 5 years now. Cleveland's they're still trying to figure themselves out.
Yeah, and I want to see Clippers and T-Wolves tonight.
Yeah.
I need to see Kawhi do it again. Because if Kawhi and PG are going to play the way Kawhi and PG played the other night, forget it.
Savages.
Forget it. That team is, and they're doing it with a part-time player in John Wall. Like they're
doing it with multiple part-time players. I mean, Kawhi hasn't played.